Hey, it's Jim Ebert with Cancer Can Rock. Today we have Artie Amici in doing his song, I'm Waiting Here For You. It's great, give it a listen. Artie, we did your song today.
Jim, it was probably exceeded any expectation that I ever could have had, honestly.
Well, thank you. But
Yeah.
what's it called?
It's called I'm Waiting Here For You.
Okay, what's it about?
It's about a girl that I met back in 2016-ish and just caught the feels for her, and all of these songs that have been written for this project called Cassio Jones have been about her.
Wow.
And this one is, she came to see me like a couple years ago, and I haven't seen her in person like just as like a one-on-one in quite some time. We had a very close friend of ours just passed away from pancreatic cancer.
Okay.
She had the Whipple surgery, and she wasn't able to hang on. So I saw her at her funeral, and I'm just still waiting for her to come see me and just hang out and spend some time.
Well, I hope you do. Speaking of cancer, what do you have?
It is pancreatic and liver, and I have an issue with the kidneys of a high protein spill. So if you look at me, I'm really super thin. I've been thin my whole life because protein has never made it actually into the musculature.
Wow.
It just comes right out.
Wow.
So it's been kind of like walking a high wire, trying to deal with keeping everything with the kidneys in some ilk of a balance, and then also trying to do the same thing with all of it. And you know, like morphine and everything has to be taken very judiciously. You can't just swallow it forever. You have to be real specific about it. So I do try to take care of making sure that it's on a very tight schedule and I don't go above.
Do you have a prognosis or?
The issue right now is this tumor has metastasized. So there's a liver tumor that's called a hemangioma, and it's a blood tumor. And the pancreatic lesion has grown over it. And as it inches forward, it surges and smushes the outbound tube of the stomach, and then it kind of recoils a bit. So the prognosis is, honestly, it could grow and have another surge and not lift off enough for me to get back to functioning, and that will probably be the end of the road. So it's really like my oncologist said something very, very powerful to me. He said, in between these, as you have like a respite, just be as productive as you can. And this certainly speaks to that productivity.
Well, that's amazing. That's excellent. I couldn't figure it out, but when I got my first diagnosis, I had several, and the doctor just said, go live your life. Go live your life while you can, and you might have 2 years, you might have 20, I don't know,
Well, I got diagnosed in August the 23rd of 2013, and they gave me 1 year to live.
Right.
And if I got the Whipple surgery, they could add another 36 months or so.
Right.
And I walked away from all of it. I never engaged in anything that they had to offer, except I met my cancer dietitian. Her name is Dr. Randy Shane.
Okay.
She works for an organization called beatcancer.org.
Okay.
And it's a free service. And if you're willing to listen to these people, they give you all of the tools you need to recreate your diet based on what's most advantageous for your cancer. And they have been spot on. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I would not be here right now if it wasn't for understanding.
We don't know. You know what I mean? It's like you go to one doctor, okay, that's your professional opinion.
Right.
Because mine similarly in 2001, my fourth opinion was Hopkins, which I thought was going to be the silver bullet.
Sure.
But you have a year to live. Same thing.
I always knew that there was something about me, and all of these things that have happened in my life have been huge. And I see this as just another opportunity to give people hope.
Good.
Like if you get cancer, like maybe just take a half a year for yourself and try other things and see what you can transform, because also I believe that this whole cancer notion is in the mind. And what I mean by that is I lost my mom to the same cancer in 2003, and my mother was a mathematical genius. She got skipped up a grade in school, and I think, Jim, when they told her the odds of her survival, I think mathematically she took it very seriously. And in 13 months, she was out of here. And it was really hard to watch. But interestingly, what I saw her go through is exactly what I'm going through now. I just lost like very close to 30 pounds. And I've been having these episodes of, as this lesion grows and it smashes, it creates a blockage, it just has to come out some way, and it's been extremely harrowing.
You're having a rough road.
It is.
You're having a rough road.
It's, how can I say this? It's taught me to be inspired by myself. Okay. And to really kind of have to make sure that you're doing everything correctly for yourself. And if all of this quote-unquote speculative experimentation can help aid somebody else down the road, as me sort of handling this as like a litmus test and taking it seriously, and I do try to slice myself away from it, but it is very hard because this thing, as you very well know, it runs your life after a while. You're like, I feel okay, but you're not.
No, I get that. I treated a lot of my issues when I was going through it with humor, because I'm very good at laughing at myself.
Absolutely.
And when you go through all this stuff, you know, and you're being dumb, you have chemo brain, whatever. That's what I had.
Yeah. And
I just would just laugh at myself. And then the other thing you do is you get intolerant of BS. You have things that waste your time.
You know what I call
by
that?
you.
I say I don't want anything that's going to unnecessarily fill up the hard drive with a bunch of crap that I don't need.
You know, we got a lot of 70s lyrics need to be extracted.
There's no doubt.
Feelings, you know.
Sure.
Feelings. Yeah, we got to take all that out of my brain, please. I don't need it. I don't need it.
Would it be fair to say that you feel very accomplished for what you've...
No.
No?
I don't think about that at all.
Really?
Really, I don't.
Because you're very accomplished. I mean, like sitting there watching you, because normally I'm the one saying, hey, can we go to bar 56 and we're going to try X, Y, and Z, and to sit there and watch you do it's masterful. You're fabulous. Yeah.
You're going to have to talk to my girlfriend.
Yeah. I'll be like, listen, I don't know about you, but what guy are you pondering? Because I see this man that has overcome some serious crap.
Thank you. I've had a blast. I mean, this is a business, as we all know. We don't have to grow up. Right? I haven't had to grow up.
You know, I've always said this is show business, not show charity.
Right.
And I think a lot of people don't understand that it is a business, and they go off on some wild hair that they're going to be some giant rock star, and there really is a shit ton of work that needs to happen.
No, there is, and I gave up on that because when I was about 16, I was the guy that listened to headphones, listened to ELO, and go, you know, how do they do that? How do they do that?
Same.
And then I go, okay, I'm going to learn how to do that.
Yeah, same. Wow.
Yeah, no, it's good. And so, how did the song go today?
It went as like almost exactly as I thought it was going to go, and you just accommodating me and letting the song kind of build itself, and then giving me the opportunity to play the drums to it after it was kind of chunked. It gave me so much more of an ability to know where I want to animate this.
Good. What advice would you give other musicians going through cancer?
Number one, you cannot help anyone else until you've helped yourself.
Good point.
And I mean, really giving yourself the benefit of the doubt. I can tell you the number one thing that I've always done through my whole career and now dealing with this cancer is I go with my intuition.
Yeah.
If I feel something from spirit, whether it's through my meditation, which has been every day since I was in my mid to late 20s.
Good.
And that has really given me the opportunity to say, are you sure you did everything that you could with specificity? It's like, for instance, staying away from what's called a nightshade: potatoes, tomatoes, eggplants, and peppers. When I got sick and I met Dr. Shane, she said, those are out the window. You can't eat them anymore.
Damn it.
I know, because I'm like, Italian.
Right.
So every now and again, I give myself a treat. It's not something that you can do redundantly.
Right.
So I look forward to going to the shops and seeing, hey, maybe, oh, there's a new product that, you know, is free of gluten, and, you know, and let's give it a shot and see what I can whirl. But for the most part, I have to be honest with you and say that rice and vegetables is the key to everything.
Okay.
And if you need some protein, rice and beans is a killer protein, not from animals. So the body that's dealing with a cancerous lesion does not have to try to assimilate any of the aminos that are in the animal product, and it's a straight protein.
I've been, as I told you, a vegetarian for almost a year, and I feel really good.
I think had I not have met Dr. Shane and have always been a stickler for, because I see life as a scripted affair, scripted by me. If somebody comes into my world when I am in need and they're credible, then I should probably listen to them, and I do, and I've always done so. I find something that's advantageous, and like, again, going with your intuition, that galvanizes it for yourself. And this is 10 and a half years that I've been dealing with the tumor. It's approaching 7 inches at this point. And a huge part of me does not give a crap about it. But the interesting thing is I'm sure you experienced, irrespective of what you tell yourself, this is a reality.
Right.
They get in my mind, I'm like, come on, Artie, man, you're all right. Get your butt out of bed. And you can't move.
Yeah.
And I have been on hospice since March of last year. And they have really, they afforded me the opportunity to kind of like run the show. They really let me make all of my own choices, and then they give me what is going to be necessary. And I will say to everyone that understands opiates, they are a necessity when you have cancer, and you have to be able to make sure that you use them responsibly.
Right.
And because you can very quickly, as I just recently found out, I lost my appetite. It's gone. Like, I remember being able to eat 2 eggs, 2 pieces of toast, and now it's like not even close. Like, I have like a small.
Well, you are the thinnest Cancer Camarade participant we've had.
Wow.
So
I was kind of hovering, like my fighting weight was like 150, 155.
So you're always thin. You're always
and
thin.
now I'm like about 128 pounds.
But you're always thin, though.
Yeah, and that's because the issue with my kidneys never afforded any of the protein that I would get to get into my bloodstream. So I've always been horrifyingly skinny.
Right.
But in this instance, I almost don't recognize myself when I look in the mirror, and it's emotional.
What's next for you?
We want to, I think, with the help of what's going on here, we want to try to spread awareness of saying, hey, maybe I should trust myself and just take a half a year, change your diet, change everything you've been thinking about yourself, and make yourself priority number 1. Be your own best friend. And
that's beautiful advice. That really
I have
is.
noticed, and thank you, and people have rallied around me. It is incredible. I am so humbled by the amount of love that then I'm sure you see, like if you go on Facebook, like there's a gajillion people that are just giving me, and I do believe that prayers from the congregation are very beneficial, because you just know it's like there's like a feeling of camaraderie that is very, very palpable.
And even playing devil's advocate,
sure,
even if that does not actually exist, it makes you feel better.
It's mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter.
And I'm all about that, because if I take something and, well, that's probably a waste of time, Jimmy. Yeah, but I feel pretty good, so let's leave it alone.
Well, so I had a very awesome situation recently. 2 very dear friends have offered to pay for me to go back into high-dose vitamin C infusions. And vitamin C turns into hydrogen peroxide in your bloodstream and goes right to the mucosal layer of the lesion and stymies it. Also, I wanted to say that if you do get diagnosed with cancer, the one thing that was the first order of business that Dr. Shane said is to get a situation where you can stuff your body full of Laetrile, which is vitamin B17.
Okay.
You can't go to the vitamin shoppy and buy it as a supplement. They don't offer it. But it is loaded in flax.
Okay.
And it's in fruits with small seeds, strawberries and red raspberries. So every day for the past 10 and a half years, I have not missed a smoothie.
Have you had raw flaxseed oil?
I have.
That's the worst. That tastes like horse sweat.
The only thing that I think could possibly be worse if I had to ingest it all the time is castor oil.
Oh, yeah.
But I have been rubbing that on my tumor. I have a very, very close friend of mine who said, hey, I heard about this particular protocol, and she bought me a few bottles, and I lay on my long little seat that I can lay back and I rub it in every night.
Wow.
And it kind of gives me an opportunity before I turn in for the evening to just praise myself and be like, wow, dude. And if everything goes the way that I see it, then I can honor what I told my mother. The last conversation that I had with her was this. I said, Mom, just remember what we spoke about. When you go, don't go somewhere. Go everywhere, knowing that I'm going to continue your work down here. And my mother's job one was, don't ask anybody if they need help. Enough with the platitudes. Just help them.
Right.
And I told her that I would do that, and I think a lot of it is, life is completely reciprocal, and what you give is what you get back.
I totally agree. Totally agree.
And I have been absolutely leveled by all of the support, because it is a scary cancer.
No doubt. We made a beautiful song today.
It is. I'm telling you, everybody exceeded my expectations.
Right.
And because in my youth, I came from this environment. Like the guys are the guys that make the chart really pop. And I just molded right into this. It felt like home.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, Jim.
Your arm reached like 9 feet over and got me.
Look at the hand. It's like a catcher's mitt.
Anyways, it's been a pleasure.
Jim, thank you for your time.
My honor.